Y'all, it is an earlier morning. New sun's barely starting to come out there. I've got to get on the road to a early doctor's appointment. Start reaching 50 stuff. Well, I broke a lot of stuff. 57 bones, I think, in my life. I don't know how many joints I've injured and whatever else, but a lot of things. And now I've got something else that continues to give me problems. So I got to go see an orthopedic. Mess with that crap. Just to continue to be mobile. Mobile is what keeps me sane. I've been in the immobile position after an accident, August 8th of 2008, put in a wheelchair for a little window of time. Any window of time is a long window of time. And God bless those people who are confined to something like that. Maddening, right? On top of that, my memory, I had a head injury that my memory would recycle every 3 minutes. So didn't remember what was happening from minute to minute. So it was a crazy time of my life to come back from that to an obliterated industry and to rebuild starting 2000, mid 2009, if I remember correctly. So, but we got to see this crazy cycle, 13 years of quantitative easing. We got to have an amazing amount of business flowing for the last few years. The last two have been just a complete battle, as we know. 2022 and 2022, it was still pretty good. 2023 was freaking gone bad, but we survived it. Started coming back. Markets started returning late in October 2023. So that'd be the time to turn around. The market turnaround was October 23rd of this last year, and we've seen that run up. So let's get into what this week looked like when it comes to the economic calendar. I like to look at briefing.com. Give me a quick little breakdown of things. This last week, we saw a few things that were not really consequential when it comes to the market, but what really had an impact was CPI and jobless claims. So the CPI having, well, these ones had massive movement to it. But what we showed was consumer price index showed that the reading was higher, meaning inflation is getting a little bit hotter. Go back to the prior reading, and then you go to the consensus and the forecast, and then you get to the actual. Actual was higher, therefore had a negative impact, should have had a bit of a negative impact, but really did not, because you had the jobless claims trying to say, hey, jobs are a little bit better as far as people won't have as many claims on the unemployment. So you had the initial claims and the continuing claims. What's interesting is you go back to the revisions. They said there was 202,000 initial claims in the prior month, but they revised it to 203. The continuing claims, 1855. Then they revised it to 1868. So those revisions to me are a big deal because they keep doing that crap. So I don't know where their system's broken, but it's continually doing that. Now, today is the producer price index, so what it costs to produce goods. So, what we're looking at here, the forecast versus the actual, they're saying the actual is much lower. Therefore, the cost to create or to produce products is lower, is the basic easy way to say it, therefore affecting inflation. So you go back to the revisions, though, they're also showing that those revisions were a little bit lower. So the producing goods supposedly is better. Now, that cost, meaning that would affect inflation, make it go down. Inflation is the enemy of bonds. Mortgage-backed securities is a bond. So we saw a positive reaction in the market today. We've seen positive reactions quite a bit recently, which is good. But what we still see is this line that I've been talking about since way freaking back. I don't even know how long ago I started talking about that. I discovered that probably first quarter last year. So it's been possibly a year ago. I don't remember when I first found this line out, going all the way back to 2008, looking at the day they announced quantitative easing. That is, in my opinion, signals what the market's threshold is, the actual market, not the Fed's involvement. Without the Fed's involvement, I don't see us breaking through this barrier. And look, we went straight from that date, October 23rd, went rocketing straight up and bam, hit that ceiling, off that ceiling, broke the ceiling, became right back the next day, hitting the ceiling. Look at this. We hit it again right now, and we still can't break it. Now, I'm not saying that we're not going to be able to break it at some time. There might be something, but look, we're just slamming that ceiling. We're not getting there. So what I am going to continue to state is we may have continued to see this top out. We hit that ceiling, we come back. We hit that ceiling, come back. It is showing some pretty heavy strength. There could be some government manipulation at some point that would cause that to go up. I'm hearing weird rumors about JP Morgan Chase. Keep them in the back of your mind. First of this next week, maybe the following. I don't know. Sometime this month, there's some rumors about something that they may be doing that's going to be rather significant for the market. So I don't know how those are going to affect this. All I can say, if you're thinking about locking, like, oh, I'm going to see what the market does, you're freaking nuts. You should be pulling the trigger because I don't see it getting better. This is my experience. But then again, what my experience tells me is not a lot, because this world is freaking insane. Some of the stuff I see pop out in the news, some of the stuff, the ideas that people are having that's becoming mainstream, there's no way in hell I would have thought this. What has happened in my lifetime, I was born in 1974. What happened, how life was in the 70s up until now, you would have thought it had taken hundreds of years to get here. It didn't. It took a very short window of time, and we are literally seeing some craziness that is having massive, massive impact to the future. You need to change your future. You can't expect the market to do it for you. You need to make decisions. If you're having a hard time making a decision, call me. I'll tell you. Make a damn decision. You need to do something. Whatever you do today affects your tomorrow. Whatever your tomorrow is doing will affect the next generation. You consider them too. Everything I'm doing is not for me. I'm doing it for the next generation, the generation after it, because I'm not going to see the fruits of this. I'm pretty sure I won't, many of the things I'm doing. But the more I acquire today in the form of single family housing, the more I can make sure that my family can be housed and not have to be sucked into this subscription-based economy that's being created. And if you want to get away from that and prepare yourself for that, you better freaking call me. Now, these other damn lenders, they don't know what the hell they're talking about. I'm sorry, they don't. There's not a single subbitch out there has a remote understanding of some of these things. They do not give a damn. They just want to close a deal. So call us. We'll talk you through it. We'll get you done. We'll get you on the route to make sure that your legacy has legs. Talk to you Tuesday.